I used to run long distances. 10 years ago, running 20 kilometers was something I could do. Then life changed, the routine disappeared, and slowly my fitness dropped. This week was the first real test of getting fit again. Not a transformation, not a miracle. Just one ordinary week of trying to rebuild the routine from a much lower starting point. This is the Fit Again project. The goal is simple but not easy. Get fit again, lose fat, build visible abs over time, and eventually return to running. But week one was not really about abs or performance, it was about starting. On day one, my starting weight was 72.3 kilos, with body fat at 22.6%. I am 46 years old, 174 centimeters tall, and after a long period of inactivity, my fitness level was very low. That was the honest starting point. The biggest challenge this week was not one single workout. It was accepting where I am now. It is humbling when simple movements feel hard, when a short bike session counts as training, and when beginner core work makes it obvious how much fitness has been lost. But that is also useful information. If the plan is too ambitious at the beginning, it will probably fail. So week one was designed to be realistic. Move daily, keep food simple, track the numbers, and avoid judging every single result too harshly. After 7 days, the answer to the most important question is yes. I continued. The morning weight moved from 72.3 kilos at the start to 70.9 kilos on day 7. That is encouraging, especially because it dropped below 71 kilos for the first time this week. But I do not want this project to become only about the scale. Weight moves up and down every day. Food, water, salt, digestion, training and timing can all affect the number. Some evenings were higher than the mornings. Some days looked better on the scale than they probably really were. Other days looked worse, even though the behavior was good. The better signal this week was consistency. I weighed in, I trained, I tracked my food, and I kept going. That matters more than one morning number. It is a quieter kind of progress. Less about proving something today and more about making tomorrow easier to start. Training stayed deliberately beginner-friendly. The Peloton became the main cardio tool. Some sessions were 20 minutes, some were 25 minutes. Day 6 reached 30 minutes. The goal was not to train like an athlete. The goal was to rebuild the habit without burning out. That is why a lighter session still counted. A 20-minute day still counted. The plan was not to punish myself into fitness, but to become consistent enough that fitness has a chance to return. Strength and core work were just as important. Chair squats, incline push-ups, glute bridges, dead bugs, bird dogs, and side planks are not impressive exercises on paper. But when you are starting again from a low level, they are enough. They showed me exactly where I am. Beginner strength removes the ego. A simple side plank can feel hard, 10 incline push-ups can be more than expected. But that is not failure, that is the starting point. The strongest training moments were not the biggest workouts. Day 4 was only 20 minutes on the bike, but it kept the habit alive. Day 5 mattered because the bike was done, and then strength was still waiting. I could easily have skipped it, but I did not. Day 6 was a good reminder that the scale can go up even when the effort goes up too. I did 30 minutes on the Peloton, followed by mobility and core work, even though the evening weight was higher than the morning weight. Food was simple and repetitive, which helped. Fitness muesli appeared most mornings, usually with fruit and skimmed milk. Lunch was often rice, potatoes, or another simple carb with a protein source, such as smoked tofu, chicken, scampi, tuna, or minced beef. Greek yogurt worked as a small snack. Oopsies became an easy dinner option with cottage cheese, white cheese, low-fat ham, or other toppings. The food was not fancy, and that is probably good. At this stage, simple is easier to repeat, but the week was not perfect. There were 3 large coffees on several days. There was strawberry ice cream. Some meals were more practical than ideal. Some days were more structured than others. But that is real life. If this project only works on perfect days, it will not work. The goal is not to create a fake perfect diet for social media. The goal is to build a routine that can survive normal life. Day 7 completed the first week. In the morning, my weight was 70.9 kilos, my blood pressure was 107/78, and my heart rate was 78 beats per minute. In the evening, my weight was 71.4 kilos, my blood pressure was 103/84, and my heart rate was 89 beats per minute. Breakfast was fitness muesli with blueberries and skimmed milk. Lunch was minced beef with a fried egg and coleslaw. In the afternoon, I had strawberry ice cream. Dinner was 2 oopsies with cottage cheese. Training was simple, 20 minutes on the Peloton. That is why day 7 may be the best example of the week. The scale dropped, real life happened, and the workout was still completed. Not perfect. Completed. After 1 week, this is not a body transformation yet. There is no six-pack. There is no sudden return to long-distance running. But there is a behavior change. Before this project, there was no real routine. After 1 week, there is daily movement, better food awareness, regular tracking, and a reason to review progress honestly. That may not look dramatic on camera, but it is the foundation. The biggest lesson from week 1 is that progress is not always exciting. Sometimes progress is a 20-minute bike ride. Sometimes it is doing basic core work when you would rather stop. Sometimes it is seeing the scale go up and deciding not to panic. Sometimes it is eating ice cream and still doing the workout. None of that looks like a viral transformation. But it is probably what real change looks like at the beginning. For week 2, the goal is not to do something extreme. The goal is to keep the habit alive. Continue the Peloton. Keep the strength work realistic. Keep food simple. Improve recovery. Do not chase perfection. Do not overreact to one number. Build the routine slowly enough that it can last. The long-term goals are still there. I want to get fit again. I want to lose fat. I want to develop visible abs. I want to return to running and eventually work back towards longer distances. But week 1 reminded me that long-term goals are built from ordinary days. Not perfect days. Ordinary completed days. It is not a finished result, but it is the first sign that the routine can become normal again. Week 1 is complete. It was imperfect, repetitive, sometimes boring, and sometimes encouraging. The scale moved, training started, food awareness improved, the routine survived. Not perfect. Still moving. This is the Fit Again project.